All right, let's do a November book haul. So first off, I got a couple things to go over. I completed my paperback shelving expansion. If you remember, I did a video for the bookshelves behind me and I quickly kind of filled those up. And I had room to do a whole nother expansion, so I've got that done. This book haul was going to kind of push me over this capacity here anyways. So probably the next time you see a video, I'll have some different books in the background. I'm going to take kind of my miscellaneous section here and move it off. And everything behind me will probably be all science fiction for now. So that's the first thing I wanted to go over. And then the other thing is I was hunting around. I'm always kind of browsing eBay, and I saw this lot of 13 science fiction anthology books. And this is kind of a funny story. When I first saw it, it was like a buy it now for $100. And it's a little too much for what I was willing to spend. These books were in perfect condition. They're standard mass market paperbacks, so I was kind of interested in them. And I kept watching, and every time the weekly auction would expire, the seller was lowering the price, and it got down to $60 for 13 of these books. And I thought, I'll bite for that, and shipping was included. And so I waited to the end and threw in a bid and won it for $60. And I'm sitting there waiting for the books to arrive, and I get a notification on my phone that the books were delivered. I go up and look out on our porch, and there's this massive box, and I'm thinking, man, this seller did a really good job packing these books up. And I pick it up, and it's like, wow, this is heavy. And I get it down into my office here, and I open it up, and I start pulling out these anthologies, but it's a whole different series. It's another this series has a good reputation, so it's pretty interesting. But I kept pulling out all these books, and I believe there was like 17 or 18. I think there was 18 of these, and this is what they look like. And I got The Year's Best Science Fiction by Gardner Dozois, I think is how you pronounce his name. And so I'm pulling these out of the box, and I'm like, this isn't anything close to what I ordered. And I got in the box there was the 4th annual collection, the 7th annual collection, and then the 10th through the 25th. And they're this larger trade size paperback. So I emailed the seller, and I was like, hey, I think something happened and I got the wrong box. And he kind of contacts me right away, and he said, okay, when I get back to the shop, I'll check it out. And he goes, yep, sure enough, I sent you the wrong box. Don't worry, I'm going to send you the other ones. And I was like, well, what about the other ones? I'd be willing to maybe buy them off you. And he goes, it was a lot to ship. It was my fault. Just the universe gave you a present. I hope you enjoy them. And I replied back, I tried to at least cover the shipping, because I think the shipping alone was like $30. He wouldn't, or the seller, whoever it was, wouldn't have anything to do with it. And so I thank you, and these books will go to a good home. I'll take care of them. But he did go ahead, or the seller did go ahead and send me the ones that I tried to get. And so this is 1 through 6 here. And these are the ones edited by David Hartwell. So I got 1 through 6 there. And then here's 7 through 13. And they're all in like perfect unread condition. Really nice shape. And then when I was out at my local bookshop, I found number 16 in perfect condition. And so I think there's only 18 of these. I think I have all of them but 3 or so. So that's my story with that. I got a lot of short stories to read now. I think sometime in the future, I'm going to try to figure out how to kind of compile in a way to review maybe lumps of short stories, maybe like 10 at a time or whatever it is. So that's a future project after I'm done with my masterpieces of science fiction series I'm doing. So now that's that. Let's get into the other books. And once again, I'll kind of start off with the ones I'm not so excited about and then get into the more exciting ones as we go. Now this one I wasn't very excited about. This came in a lot that I got at one point, and it's called Probability Moon by Nancy Kress. But I have seen people with this book, and it looks pretty good. I think Nancy Kress is a pretty good author, so I'm going to keep it for now. Then I got a couple Jack McDevitts. I got Odyssey. And I got Cauldron. And these are cool. He's kind of like archaeology, sci-fi, from what I can tell. It sounds pretty interesting. So I'll be trying out one of his stories at some point, I think, soon. Then I got Time of the Great Freeze by Robert Silverberg. We got Stopping at Slow Year, Frederick Pohl. And this is a thin little book. Got another, well, a Pohl Anderson, Explorations. And just if you weren't sure, it is a first edition, printed right on the cover of the book. That one's pretty cool. I like the cover of that. And let's see. Don't have a ton besides those anthologies that I kind of went over quickly. Now, I've talked about this a few times, these best of. I got this best of Lester Del Rey, but this one, it's not in the best condition at all. It's got tape, major creasing. It's got some scratch marks on it. But I found this locally very cheap, so it's a good stand-in. And I got the best of L. Sprague de Camp. This one's in a little bit better condition, but it is pretty dirty here, and I might be able to clean that up with some of my little book eraser stuff I got. And then I've also got the best of Jack Williamson. And this one is probably in the best condition of these three best ofs that I'm hauling this month. So I forget how many I'm at now. I forget, there's 20 some, and probably got, I don't even think I have half yet, and some of them are hardback book clubs too. Then I managed to score the best science fiction of the year, edited by Terry Carr. This is the first one in the series, and I was missing this one. It's kind of hard to find. This was issued way back when for $1.25. And speaking of anthologies, there's like three main ones I've got now: the Dozois, the Hartwells, and then a bunch of these Cars. And those were all, they did a like big series of those, and then of course there's all the other ones that are kind of famous, like the Dangerous Visions and many others. I got 2061 Odyssey 3 by Arthur C. Clarke. I think I'm only missing the last one, and I'll have that whole series. Garden of Rama by Arthur C. Clarke and Gentry Lee. I think this completes the Rama 4-book series now. I think I have all of those. And we've got The Spirit of Dorsai, Gordon R. Dixon. And I will be reading the first book, Dorsai, soon. I almost picked it up for this New Author November I'm doing, because I've never read anything by Gordon R. Dixon, but didn't get to him this month. But definitely have that coming up soon. And I think that might be book 2 or 3. I forget, there's a bunch of Dorsai books. I got Carthissus Central by Anthony Albin. I don't know. This is a one I have never really seen much about. Very low reviews on Goodreads. Nice cover art though, and it is vintage. So it's definitely worth keeping for the cover. It might be good. We'll see. Michael Moorcock, The Time Dweller. And these Moorcocks, these are, some of these are real common and easy to find, and some of these Moorcocks are very expensive. So when I'm out and about, sometimes I'll just pick them up and see if I get back and score a winner. But so far I haven't. The Space Lords by Cordwainer Smith. This was one in really good condition that I couldn't pass up, even though I have a compilation that I think has everything in there. Then we got Resistance by A.E. Van Vogt. This is a Timescape edition. Gotta like those. Another from A.E. Van Vogt. This is Children of Tomorrow. And then we got Doomstar by Edmund Hamilton. And this is a real old one, issued at 50 cents, and it's in really good shape. It's got the green text block. Really nice shape there. Here's one that I really like the cover of, Starshine by Theodore Sturgeon. He's got some real colorful book covers sometimes, so that's a good one. Now this is the book I'm going to be reading next, Mission of Gravity by Hal Clement. I have a different version, but I picked this one up, once again, for next to nothing. It does have a little rip down here in the bottom, but other than that, it's in really good shape, and probably just keep both versions of that. Then I got Stanislaw Lem, The Investigation. This is another one. I love this art style of the Lem books that all kind of fit this theme. I've got 2 of them now, but I'll try to find the other ones as I go. And then we were at the local bookshop, and my wife found this one, and she's really good at finding covers. And this is Circus World by Barry B. Longyear. And I got it back, and they had some others at the bookshop, and I got it back. I was just going to get it for the cover, and then I look it up. Apparently, Barry Longyear wrote a book that was like turned into, I forget, some famous movie. And this is actually, it sounds really good, and it was in a trilogy. So I went back to the bookshop, and they had the second one, City of Baraboo. And then I did a hunt, and I found the third one, Elephant Song. So this completes this trilogy of Circus World. But I had to order that one online, and it also came with the Tomorrow Testament. Oh, Enemy Mine, that's the movie or the TV show that was turned into, or kind of came from one of his stories. And then Manifest Destiny. So I've got like 5 Barry M. Longyear books now. And then 4 left. These are the ones I'm most excited for in this haul. So Michael Bishop, these 3 are by him. We got Catacomb Years. I could never find any of these in good shape from Michael Bishop, and then all of a sudden I found a bunch. When I was down in Arizona, I found a bunch. And then recently I found some more Transfigurations. And I actually had a second copy of this one that I sent to Matt at Science Fiction Reads. And then I also got The Secret Ascension. And this has an alternate name, Philip Dick is Dead, Alas. And so this sounds like an interesting title. All in really good condition. And then the final book I got, I did a gamble. There's a bookshop that I order from. They just say all their paperbacks are in like readable condition. They're usually $5. Sometimes they're in perfect condition. Sometimes they're a little beat up, but I've never got anything really bad from this particular bookshop. But this is a hard book to find. This is The Earth of the New Sun by Gene Wolfe. So I went out on a gamble, ordered this for $5 amongst some other books, and I got this like perfect, immaculate condition copy. And this is really hard to find for some reason. And now I've got all 5 books of the New Sun series by Gene Wolfe. So that's it for this month. Like I said, I'll kind of retool up the bookshelves and you won't be staring at Stephen King as much. Maybe we'll have some different scenery here for you. And that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.